Hey there, guys. This is Stubborn Weeb with
Camel X.
And this is our last podcast to close out the year. It's a little late, but we got some new recording equipment. Yeah, it is that, but we only started this year, about halfway through it.
Yeah, but still, man.
I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a little bit later than usual, but we got some new recording equipment and we wanted to try it out. So, yeah, we've had a good decade this year, and we
this year.
We've had a good decade, I think, with media and everything. So instead of doing news this time, we wanted to run over just our feelings over the last decade.
Yeah, experiences we've had.
Yeah.
With gaming and entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Because this decade is really when me and Austin have kind of grown into I guess, just live the majority of our lives. Like.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
It has been. We're closing out this decade, becoming adults. Well, he is.
Yeah, you're still a youngin'.
Almost. 2 more months, but it's where a lot of this stuff happened. How old were we when the decade started?
Like 9 or 10.
9 or 10?
Maybe 8 for you.
9, 10, 8. Are you sure about... Wait, 10, 9, 8. I was 8.
Yeah. I was like 9.
Yeah. Were you born 2001 or 2002? 1? Yeah.
So, is there anything, like, that really is jumped out at you this decade? I think for me...
Wait. We gotta do what we've been playing recently.
Oh, snap.
We can't just start it off like that. Sorry.
You're right.
Yeah.
What have you been playing recently?
I've actually been playing a lot of things. I've been playing some Mario Odyssey, which is really fun. I'm not usually into Mario games, but I'm into this one. Kind of, I don't know. The problem with Mario Odyssey is I've never played the game fully awake. I'm always kind of like half asleep when I go on to play it, but I think I enjoy myself while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Finding all the moons and coins is fun. I just beat Wind Waker. That was kind of fun. I don't really know how I feel about it. I like sailing from island to island, but there's just something about it that wasn't too enjoyable for me. It's one of those things, like how we talked about it earlier by ourselves, how certain things have a charm to it, and it's hard to describe why you like it just because it has a charm. I think Wind Waker has that charm, and that's why I like it, but then it also has an opposite charm that kind of like counteracts it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's weird. It's not my favorite Zelda game necessarily, but
we were just talking about how much you don't know if you really like it.
Yeah. It's kind of an odd one for me.
Anything else you've been playing other than those 2 games?
There's been another one. Oh, I made it into like the first 5 minutes of Republic Commando.
Oh. I got that for free with Gold 1 month.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's that game I was playing where they're like... you and her were over and it was...
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you playing? Yeah. I never got to play it.
Oh, Battlefront 2. I really enjoy that game.
Yeah.
I think that's it. This might be more of it. That's all I can think of.
Yeah. For me, what I've been playing mainly this past week especially has been Jedi Fallen Order.
Trash game. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like, it's genuinely been such a good experience. Like, I can't, it's hard to say, like, what it is about it that's so enjoyable, but there's just, it's like this sense of discovery every single time you find something new, or you can, like, once you unlock something, you go, like, oh, I can finally go back and do this, and then you go back and do it, and you just have this, like, it's just this sense of accomplishment every single time you succeed in something. And then just the way, like just exploring the areas, and there's the Force echoes, and everything, like, there's just so much stuff about it that's just super fun to me. And then the combat's fun. One of the complaints I've seen people say is that they, what's the word? is that the combat feels like you can't do certain things. Like, there'll be like 5 guys shooting at you, and then there'll be like 2 guys trying to hit you up close, and it's kind of like you have to pick and choose who you're going to really try to go after. I found that it's, a lot easier if I go and attack the guys that are shooting at me, because then I'm not blocking the guys that are trying to hit me, and then all of a sudden I get hit in the back or something.
Yeah.
But it's really fun, especially when you start to unlock really big force powers. Like, not really big, because you don't ever get, like, overpowered.
You're not Starkiller.
Yeah, not in, like, the Force Unleashed or anything. But you feel like it's just a really fun game. And the story has also been really good. Other than Jedi Fallen Order, I've been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh, you've been playing that too.
Yeah, I have been.
Yeah.
We just played each other last night.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot better over just... How many days have you had it?
Like, I've only played it about 3 times.
Yeah. Like a lot of the big thing is just understanding the mechanics. It's not really that hard of a game to get to, like, play it on. But then there's just some people that I know that have been playing for a long time, and they just don't understand mechanics.
Oh.
And that's why I think I'm a lot better with it online, because it's just like one of those games where people keep playing it, but then they don't really get good at it.
You just have to... Yeah, and there's always certain buttering combinations. Like, they do different things for different characters, but it applies universally to almost everyone. Like,
yeah, like, some people don't have, like, a down back X, but they'll have, like, a down forward X. Like,
yeah.
But...
It's
I think every move in the game is down forward something or down back something.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with FighterZ as a fighting game. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite 2D fighting games.
Yeah, I love FighterZ. It's probably some of the most enjoyable times I've had in a fighting game ever since I used to play like Mortal Kombat versus DC or Tekken versus Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Those games, I really liked them, even though people say that Mortal Kombat vs. DC is not a good fighting game. But I was young when I played it, so I just remember I really liked that game. What else have I been playing? I've played Greedfall a little bit here and there. I'm probably going to start another playthrough, though.
Have you beat it?
No, I'm just saying, like...
You've gotten in and out of it, you want to restart the story?
Yeah, like, because I'm kind of lost with what's happening. I kind of think I understand, but... I've also been, like, kind of not really focusing on what's happening when I've been playing, so I'm a little lost.
You see, sometimes when I get lost and it's been, like, 6 months since I played a game, but I don't feel like restarting, I'll just look up, a story synopsis online and then stop. Okay, I remember being here. Now I'm gonna stop reading that and go.
Yeah, I've tried to do that, but then I end up spoiling myself, and I'm like, well, no, I don't even want to play the game. I think I've been playing another game. The Surge. I've been playing that, but it's not as, I think I kind of dropped it, I guess. I played it for a little bit this week, but I haven't been playing it much. Jedi Fallen Order kind of took the place of that.
Yeah.
But the 2 main games I've been playing are FighterZ and Jedi Fallen Order. You want to go ahead and start getting into the idea we had, like the talk?
Yeah, to talk about our... decade.
So, let's just start off with, like, overall opinions. Like, you think this has been a good 10 years of gaming?
I think it has been a good 10 years of gaming, anime, and just overall television stuff. Well, not really for American television.
There's been a lot of
like, the animated department and the animated department.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
It hasn't been amazing. Like, I think the 2000s to 2010, that was amazing for animation.
Yeah, there was a lot of shows that came out that are considered, like, classics today.
Yeah, like American animation, and it got me excited. And I guess I don't understand why American animation kind of had to fall off the boat like that.
But then I think part of that is kind of masked by nostalgia, though. Like, I don't think a lot of these animated series that we loved growing up are as good as we remember them. Because if you go back and try to watch Fairly Odd Parents or even Johnny Test, like, the humor just doesn't hit right a lot of the times, and it's kind of like, It's kind of cringy.
I'm not talking about like those because I know that like there are some objectively good shows I've
Like
gone back
Avatar:
to.
The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Or
The Legend of Korra, which kind of seeped. It wasn't amazing, but it's far better than most Western animations ever get, especially for a television show.
oh yeah, or Clone Wars. People say that's really good.
Clone Wars. That was last decade, right?
I believe so. I think, or
It carried into this one,
yeah,
but it started.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
There was Adventure Time and regular show.
Regular show is premium stuff.
Yeah, so is Adventure Time. It's got some pretty good storytelling, like with a bunch of humor.
Yeah, I hear people say that a lot about Steven Universe too. But
No,
it's never.
No,
No.
it looks pretty.
You don't like it?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's one of those shows where, okay, so there's these rulers of this alien race called the Diamonds,
Mm-hmm.
which is what most of the crystal gems are. You know, the ones that hang out with Steven and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the show lost me when they started hanging around these diamonds. It's like, oh, it's gonna be some epic fight where they get to take down the diamonds. No, they're like, listen, we know you're tyrannical monsters who take over planets and suck the energy out of them, but let's just be friends. And they're like, okay. Now they all hang out on Earth and just do silly crap, and I'm not on board with that. That's just stupid.
Yeah. I've never, like I said, I've never really gotten into any of those Cartoon Network shows other than regular show.
Mm-hmm.
Gumball, I watched that a lot, but that's not really. It doesn't really have an overarching plot or story.
No, but I like. That's one of the things I enjoy about Western animation. Sometimes is I need a break from my story-focused anime, and
yeah, it's just like
a funny show.
Yeah, you can just tune in any episode of Gumball. You don't even have to watch any episode previously, and it's just a funny show.
Yeah, and it's so quality.
Yeah.
I think it's objectively better than some newer shows that started in the new decade. Like, well, give me a show.
Man, I don't even know. Yeah, I can't even think. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
The Adventures of Henry Dangers, the cartoon.
Oh, that's not a cartoon.
They made one.
Really?
It's awful. It looks like it's just bad. I'll have to show you a clip after this podcast, but dude, it is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen on television, and it makes me just sad with how far we've gone. Like, we went from spending tons of money on an episode of Invader Zim to...
Yeah. Oh, Invader Zim, that was a good show.
That was a good show. And this isn't just nostalgia. I've gone back and watched these, and I've compared them to new stuff. Like,
yeah,
I think if
there's some episodes, like I was just saying,
Yeah.
there is a lot of shows that people say, "Oh, they were so good," but then if you go back and actually watch them, they're not. They don't hold up as well.
no, I know
But
Johnny
something-
Test isn't good.
Yeah, but like Invader Zim or what's another show? Like Gumball, like we just said, those shows you can still watch right now, and they're funny.
Yeah. One thing I will say about Western animation is a lot of amazing things have started happening on the adult end for, like, Adult Swim. The 5th season of Samurai Jack came out. I wasn't a huge fan of the ending, but it's still one of the best looking adult animated shows that has come out in the West in a while.
Yeah, I remember you went through a Samurai Jack kick.
Yeah, when that was coming out, I got all excited. But yeah, then Gendy Tarskavov, I don't know, he's the guy who made Samurai Jack and the Hotel Transylvania movies. He also did Dexter's Laboratory. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
Didn't he also do a couple of other shows too?
he has, but now he was also going to animate the Popeye movie before the Emoji movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's also making a new adult show called Primal. That's going to be on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
And it's about a caveman, and it follows the same art style as Samurai Jack, but it looks a little bloodier and more
Like more visceral.
Yeah.
That's cool. For me, like I know this is like super kind of specific, but this decade for Dragon Ball has been awesome. Okay. Like I just looked over on your shelf and I saw the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie over there, and that is genuinely one of the best Dragon Ball movies. Like it's not like I'm not saying it's like a super amazing movie or anything, but for Dragon Ball, it's really good. And just the animation, art, the process of the movie being made, everything about it. Oh, excuse me. No, excuse me again. But, and then Dragon Ball Super, I know a lot of people were disappointed in it, but it's kind of a different era of Dragon Ball, especially like back in 2013 when Battle of Gods came out. Yeah, it was that long ago. That's kind of crazy though.
I don't remember it being that long ago.
Yeah.
I remember it being a big deal though.
Yeah, like 2013 was back when Battle of Gods came out.
And that was before people knew about Super, right?
That was before Super was even talked about. And then Resurrection F came out in 2015.
And Super had already started by then, right?
No.
Oh, it hadn't?
No, remember they did a retelling of both Battle of Gods and Resurrection
I
F.
did, but I thought
No.
Battle of Gods was like first arc, then Revival of F second arc.
Yeah, but Revival of F came out before Super was ever.
Oh, I've seen some of those, and I like some of the filler episodes, but I honestly think the movies do a better job of telling the story than the anime do.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's slight differences and stuff. And that's one thing that people are kind of confused about with Dragon Ball. They're like, which version is like actually what happens? Because there's the manga version, the movie version, and then the anime versions.
And then Akira Toriyama's like, I don't care.
Yeah, well, the movie versions are what Akira Toriyama. That was his original vision.
Okay.
And then the anime is Toei's vision, and then the manga is, I forget who's writing the manga. I forget his name. But they're all different versions of the same thing. And then
people agree Toei's is better for like the actual plot of the anime that's not in the movie though, right?
You can pretty much just watch the movies and skip the arcs, and then you will not notice a difference.
No, I mean when he starts getting into the Dimension battle stuff.
What do you mean?
Like when Goku meets Zamasu, and then
oh, like the Goku Black arc and stuff. And
from there on, people genuinely agree that's the better version to watch compared to the manga, right?
Yeah, and then there's a new manga arc, the Moro arc, but people say it's actually really good. So they say it's some of the best stuff that's happened with the manga. And then, but then it's really weird because then there's just like everything merges. The manga and the anime merge on Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Yeah.
Like in the manga, there's literally like you're reading it and then you flip a page and then it says, "This is where Dragon Ball Super Broly happens." And then you turn the page and then the manga continues.
Didn't even bother retelling it.
In the middle of a chapter.
Really?
Yeah. It's in the middle of a chapter and they say Dragon Ball Super Broly happens here. And then you flip and then it continues.
Imagine getting there like, oh, I guess I better go watch the movie.
Yeah. But that's what's kind of weird because then there's also elements that happened in Dragon Ball Super Broly that were exclusive to the manga. Like, it's not really a spoiler because it happened in the trailers, but Vegeta goes base Super Saiyan God.
Yeah.
And that only happened in the mangas. It never happened in the anime. And then he just does it in Dragon Ball Super Broly. And I don't know, it's just kind of strange.
Yeah. They need to add the base god characters to fighters.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
That'd be epic. I want that.
Yeah, I remember you were all like, yeah, how come you haven't unlocked the god characters? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then you're like, no, so that I can unlock them. I'm like, no, you're thinking about Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I read one of the messages wrong on...
Yeah.
It needs to happen, though, now. Now I'm upset they're not in the game.
Yeah. But...
I think that's one of my favorite Goku designs.
Yeah, it is really cool. Or
I just like how lanky he got, but still...
Well, he didn't get lanky, he just got thin.
Yeah, but...
What do you think about games this decade?
Wait, I'm not done with animation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Other than Dragon Ball, it was just a good year for anime in general.
Yeah.
You've had anime being pumped out like crazy every season.
Yeah, there's been a lot of anime. The One Punch Man series.
Yeah, that all came out this decade, right?
Yeah. Everything.
Attack on Titan. I think some of it came out a little last, or did it start in 2011?
I thought it started in 2011.
Anyway, Attack on Titan's been a great series. Austin hasn't watched it yet, but...
No, I probably never will. I have such a backlog of anime. I still need to finish Naruto. I need to watch JoJo. I need to watch that one Parasite anime.
Parasite the Maxim, yeah.
Yeah, Death Note. I don't know. I need to get rid of all the classic animes. You know that everyone's all like, yes, you need to watch these.
Code Geass, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, I need to watch a lot of anime.
Now you got to go through all of the Gundams.
Every single one.
Every single Gundam. I tried to get into Gundam before, but like, I mean, I've never started because I'll look at it and just be, oh no.
Yeah.
Like slightly overwhelmed. I don't want to watch any of the Builder stuff where the Gundams are just toys because I think that's kind of lame.
Yeah, I'm not into Gundam stuff. Like, the closest thing I'm into that's a Gundam is, I guess, Power Rangers. You know?
Yeah. Code Geass looks like a condensed Gundam series, though.
I don't know what that is.
You've never heard of Code Geass? It's one of the classics.
Maybe, actually. The name sounds familiar. I don't know.
Code Geass, Lelouch.
Yeah, but overall, animation, anime.
What's been your favorite animation of the decade?
Man.
Series or movie or
Dragon Ball Super. Just because Dragon Ball has been such a big part of my life throughout, my entire time growing up. And it's just really good to see everything coming back.
It kind of went off the radar there for a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, and then in 2008, they say that's when the Dragon Ball Renaissance began. It was I think it was 2008 or 9. They released a short movie called Yo, Son Goku and His Friends Return. And that's where Vegeta's brother was introduced. He had a little brother and stuff. And
the one that married the alien?
Yeah. That's when that happened.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's actually mentioned in Super.
Is he?
Yeah, so I guess it's canon.
I thought he came back. Did he come back at all?
No, not in Super.
Oh, I thought he actually made an appearance.
No. Like, they say something like, Vegeta, what about your brother? And then he's all like, no, forget him.
Oh, no, I was thinking of the little Saiyan boy.
No, that's Kaba.
Yeah. I haven't watched Super, so that's why I got confused.
Yeah, but it's probably Dragon Ball Super and the stuff that's kind of come from it, or before it was technically Super, the Battle of Gods, Frieza stuff, all that is just I'm happy that Dragon Ball is just making a comeback.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I guess it never really went away though, because there's always been support for it through video games and other entertainment,
Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Oh, dude, best game I've ever played. Didn't we watch a really old IGN review of that, and they're all like, it's an 8 out of 10.
I think they give it a 9.
It was an 8 or a 9 out of 10, and we were like, what the heck?
We've also looked stuff up. Guys, if you have not played Ultimate Tenkaichi,
Don't.
It's awful. It's like, you do 3 punches, and it turns into a rock, paper, scissors match.
Yeah, and then whoever wins the rock, paper, scissors match basically wins the rest of the match.
Yeah, and if not, you just gotta keep doing it. You'll probably do it at least 4 or 5 times.
Unless you have, 3 characters that are completely overpowered for no reason. There was Omega Shenron, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah.
And,
there was always power scaling in it. They tried to keep it reasonable, but that's not good for a fighting game.
No, it was...
If you had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Krillin, he would, kill Krillin in 2 hits. It wouldn't even get to the rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it was really bad. Yeah,
and then the attacks were, super scripted. So, if you did a Kamehameha, the other person would be, oh no!
And then you stand there, and then you had options depending on how much ki you had. Right?
Yeah.
And if you didn't have enough ki, you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, it also made you use ki, right? Without, you really being able to do anything about it?
Yeah, sometimes, even if you didn't want to use it, I think it might have selected one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, though.
No, I was just saying, there'd be scripted moments. Every battle was completely scripted.
Pretty much.
I think they, just had the computer just say, who's going to win this match, and then select one of you to win. And then it just did everything for you, basically.
It wasn't that scripted.
No, but that's what it felt like, is what I was saying.
Oh, yeah. It was a game. And I kept seeing people saying, I'm so glad this game came out in the comments and stuff. When did this game come out? 2011? I think it was within the decade.
It was 2011 or 12, I think.
Yeah, so this is relevant.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just bad. We should do a playthrough on the channel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like 2 campaigns? Like there was like the regular Dragon Ball campaign,
And
right?
then they had
And
a
then
creative character.
That was
feature
actually
campaign.
kind of cool though.
It was, and the boss fights in the game honestly weren't bad, but that's only because it didn't do the rock, paper, scissors stuff.
Yeah.
The boss fights, like the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was technically the first Dragon Ball game to introduce character customization, but no one ever brought that up when Xenoverse came out.
Yeah, they were like, the first Dragon Ball game where you can create your character.
It's like, nah, that's not what the OGs remember.
Yeah. Xenoverse was... That's something that came out this decade. The Xenoverse games, that was really good. This last couple of years, Dragon Ball's had really good treatment with video games.
Yeah.
The Xenoverse games came out. Dragon Ball Fusions, people really like that game, but it's not the typical Dragon Ball game, so it hasn't been received as well. But, you know, for the type of game it is, people say it's really fun.
Dragon Ball Kakarot's
coming.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Next
going to be
decade.
within... Yeah. Fighters. What else?
It's got some mobile games.
Oh, yeah, those super cool. Actually, people really like the mobile games.
I know. Nah, people used to like Dokkan Battle, but now there's another one that came out that people say is really dope.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure people still play Dokkan, though. I
Yeah.
think it still has quite a fan base.
Yeah.
This has just became a Dragon Ball discussion.
Yeah, I'm gonna steer it off there. For anime, I think one of my favorites this decade has been Attack on Titan. I just love it. A lot of people weren't too into it after they just like, oh, they're just killing Titans. But for me, it was never really that. I always saw some underlying plot points, and it became a really cool mystery novel at some points, and now it's just a full-on war story, and I love it. It's definitely super cool. I was glad to see the game treatment Attack on Titan got with the 2 games that happened. Not the 3DS one, that was a god-awful game. But actually, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So, when that 3DS came out, the first Attack on Titan game was a 3DS game. I think I was about in 7th grade when it came out. It was called Chains in Humanity.
Yeah, 7th or 8th grade.
It was 7th grade because I remember talking to a teacher about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was only digitally downloaded because I guess they didn't want to physically release it in the West because I guess they knew it wouldn't do too well or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to download it from the Nintendo eShop, but I was underage, so I had to call Nintendo support and have them up my age and stuff. And I remember the first guy I called said, "Oh yeah, man, you can change your age. Just get a parent or guardian on the line." I said, "Okay, my mom's not home right now. Can I call you guys back later?" He said, "Oh heck yeah, man." I hung up and I called the guy again and I said, "Hey, can you raise my age? The last guy said you could." He said, "No." I was like, "What?" "But my mom's here." "No, we can't do that." And then I was like, "Oh, please." Then he got kind of mad at me and I said, "Okay." And I started crying. I got really upset. And then
I've never heard this.
this happened. My cousin was over and he's like, "CJ, are you okay?"
You were crying because you couldn't get an Attack on Titan game on your 3DS?
Yeah, I had some problems, okay, guys. I had some serious issues in middle school. But anyway, I called them back with my mom. Actually, my grandma, and she's filled in, but it's okay. My mom was fine with it. I'm really surprised my mom was fine with it, too, because she's really overly protective back then.
Oh yeah, was it an M-rated game?
It was M-rated, and you kill giant naked people. I never understood why she was cool with me watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that is weird. Well, didn't you kind of, like, hide it from her, though, too? Like,
No, I told her about it. Like, I talked to her about the poster. I'd openly tell her about what it was about. She saw me play the game and never said anything.
How long have you had that poster?
Quite a while.
Yeah. That is a pretty nice poster.
Anyway, I got it. I remember we having an incentive day at school, and I brought it and showed the teacher. And because I wanted to see what she would say about it, and she was like, "What the heck are you playing?" And she was freaking out. It was our reading teacher, our 7th grade reading teacher, the one who pooped in the hallway.
Oh! Oh, her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened this decade. One of our teachers pooped in the hallway.
It was after we were in high school, though.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. I liked Attack on Titan. I also liked The Promised Neverland. Some other animes. Her Tokyo...
valid.
Her Tokyo Ghoul wasn't that great. I watched most of the animes I watched weren't from this decade. I liked Goblin Slayer. It has implied rape.
No, it's not.
I kept telling people that, and then Austin watched it with his siblings around, and he it happened. The goblin stuff happened, and he said no.
CJ, that's not implied. Implied means like, you know, like a girl's all like, oh, like something bad happened to me, and then you can kind of tell that she was raped. It's not like, oh, it's just that the parts that like, it's just the bits are dark, and then they're actually just raping her. Yeah, that's not implied.
It is implied. No, it's not. I didn't understand what it meant. It doesn't happen too often through... Okay, it's a pretty weird show, but Goblin Slayer himself was what I watched it for, and he was pretty dope.
Yeah, that show, like, there was really cool action scenes.
Yeah, there was some really weird CGI, though.
Yeah.
That was one bad thing about this decade. It happened last decade, too, but I saw it a lot this decade, is anime decided...
Really low-budget anime CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they started it. I know why they started doing that, because they're cheap. But, I mean, okay, I feel bad for the animators, man.
Yeah, they don't get paid enough, and then...
That was a sad thing that happened, the fire at Kyoto Animation.
Yeah, that is sad.
Didn't an employee or a customer get mad, or... I'm pretty sure it was an intentional fire. Someone started it.
I think it was an employee.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is really disappointing.
Yeah. There's been some other anime I've seen from this decade, but not coming to me right now. I need to check my anime watch list. I keep track in case someone asks me, well, what do you like? I can look through. Dude, I forgot I watched this. I love that. As far as things returning, ooh,
God of War.
Oh wait, bringing things back. The Batman Beyond series just got an updated Blu-ray release. Really? I heard it's not that good. Like, I did do a comparison, and they just desaturated everything.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's nice to have on Blu-ray. It's not like enough of a downgrade to not buy it.
But like, it's just the colors aren't as vibrant.
Yeah, it's like what was even the point of just downgrading the colors?
Yeah,
I'd still buy it just so I could have the whole collection. It's not enough of a downgrade to be ew, but
yeah, that's like recently there's been a new Dragon Box Blu-ray set.
Yeah,
and they changed the aspect ratio, so like it just like literally cuts off parts of the screen.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then, like, they said, oh, we digitally remastered it, and it looks actually worse than the original airing of the anime.
It's like, how'd you do that?
Yeah, and people are just, like, don't get it. Like, there's this YouTuber I watch, Geekdom 101, and his main focus is Dragon Ball, and I was watching one of his videos, and, like, someone was like, hey, are you thinking about getting the Blu-ray Dragon Box set? And he's like, no, I'm not. Anyone who loves Dragon Ball and wants like Dragon Ball on Blu-ray, don't get that. Just you're better off just getting the DVD box sets. They look better. Just do not support that release.
Yeah. And anime box sets are always so pricey. Like the Avatar box set and Korra, I have them over there. I think they were only about 40 each for the entire series, but if you want to go find an anime that's even just as old as Avatar, the box set you're looking at is like $120.
Yeah, if not more sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally Dragon Box sets that are sets that are upwards of $300.
It's like, what the heck, dude? Like, I get Dragon Ball is a lot longer than Avatar, but...
Yeah, but then I hate it, like, with Super, we keep talking about Dragon Ball. But I hate with Super, I'll see it in Walmart, and there's like literally like 10 or 15 episode packs that are $20. And I'm like, why are you putting this much money for like just a couple of episodes of an anime?
Yeah. But anime's just been so good, man. I've Girls with Wet Tights.
No.
I mentioned that show to our history teacher, and he just said, "I'm more of a Death Note kind of guy." he wouldn't comment on it.
Yeah.
Before we move into game, we've been stuck on animation, but as far as anime Hollywood releases go, I've got to say it's probably been a really good year. Like Ghost in the Shell, I've heard wasn't amazing, but it was good for a Hollywood release of an anime.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Alita Battling.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that, but I've got to say that's probably my personal favorite movies that I've seen.
Seriously?
I in theaters. I love Alita. I have my complaints with it, but like the city they lived in was too happy and this is my biggest complaint. The city they lived in was too happy and stuff to make me feel bad for them living there. And they're like, oh, we got to get to the city in the sky where it's just cool. And it's like, well, there's nothing really that bad about where you live now.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope. I'd live there. The manga does a lot better job of making it seem awful.
Yeah. All 3 Dragon Ball movies were released in theaters, which is a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just anime being released in theaters is just really cool.
Even if it's just select theaters?
Yeah.
I hope 2D animation eventually comes back to the West.
Yeah.
But that's something that'll be hard to do just because of how all the normies out there have their stuck-up opinions of it not being worth the money.
Yeah, like there has been some really good 3D animated shows though, like the Ninja Turtles.
No, I don't hate on 3D animation. I just miss a lot of quality.
I know. I was just clarifying that you're not saying that just because something's 3D animated doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh no, I like the Clone Wars.
Yeah, the Clone Wars, the Ninja Turtles show.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it kind of fall off at the end though?
I never got into the Ninja Turtles show.
You never got into the Ninja Turtles show? That was a really good iteration of Ninja Turtles.
I've never seen it, but the animation in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is pretty dope. Have you seen its animation?
It flopped hard. They've canceled it.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
It wasn't good.
But the animation is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the animation was dope.
Yeah.
What else was there this decade? Like, I'm wanting to kind of get away from animation now.
Yeah, movies. Let's talk about movies.
The Ninja Star Wars trilogy.
That was a thing that existed. I liked Force Awakens. It was kind of added to The Last Jedi, and I enjoyed The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the prequels yet, but I've seen most of the original trilogy, and I think I prefer the original trilogy, but I don't think this new one's like a blight on Star Wars or anything. If anything...
Yeah, no. People just hold Star Wars in such a high, what's the word? Such a high pedestal that I think people would just be angry and disappointed with whatever they got.
Yeah, that you can't please everyone, and it's mainly a vocal majority and a minority.
Yeah, because I think most people that love Star Wars just love Star Wars.
I think the worst thing that ruined the new trilogy is there was just no cohesive vision going into it. It didn't have a consistent director.
Yeah, that was kind of an issue.
That was the main hindrance. The Last Jedi I think is probably the worst. It didn't set anything up for the Rise of Skywalker, and it kind of fumbled around on itself.
Yeah.
As a standalone movie, it might have been okay, but not as a part of a trilogy.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of movies that I think come out of this decade that we're going to be like, we're going to show our kids this. Like, 90% of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has came out this decade.
Yeah.
Like, we got a conclusion, well, I guess it's not really a conclusion because they're still continuing.
I don't know if I want to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless they say, like, the movies start to get really good again,
Yeah.
I think they just built it up to this big climax. It's going to be hard to build it back up again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Black Widow, kind of, but
Yeah.
I don't I'm not hyped at all. I don't want to go see.
You're not like, oh, I gotta see that movie.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's past the time for a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, you should have done it when she was.
Important.
Spoilers. When she was alive.
Yeah.
Like.
It's been out for about a year now.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say spoilers.
No, it wasn't out for about a year. It came out about this year.
It did?
Yeah, it came out this year.
It did come out this year.
That was our first podcast.
That's right. That was like 8 months ago. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie, like those movies that was also a really big part of this decade for me. The Marvel movies, like seeing superheroes, like something that I was into my whole entire life.
Yeah.
You know? Even when I was just a little kid, like I'd be sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, like before there was even like, I've never watched any of the Batman movies, but I was aware that Batman was super cool.
Yeah.
I've never watched any Batman movies except for like Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. I have not watched any other Batman movie. But
I prefer the animated ones.
oh yeah.
Have you seen the animated ones?
I've seen several animated Batman movies.
Under the Red Hood is probably one of my favorites.
It's really good. Just the comic story about that is also just really good. That's just an animated retelling of it. But
yeah, the animation it was nice and it was just a good story.
yeah, it was a really good. I really like Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
There's also been a lot of just good stuff with the superhero genre.
Oh, dude, with Batman, game-wise, we got
the Arkham games.
I think only 2 came out this decade.
No, everything's came out this decade.
Even Asylum?
Yeah, I think that was 2011, and then Arkham City was, or maybe it was 2010.
I think
Arkham Asylum.
I think Arkham Asylum was 2009.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
And then Arkham City was like 2011 or 12.
Yeah, and then Origins came out about a year after that since it was under a different studio.
Yeah, and then
Night came out 13 or 14.
yeah, that sounds right. But
and all of that's a solid thing. Even Origins, I didn't hate Origins. I don't know why it gets all the hate it gets, and why no one acknowledges it.
yeah, I think it's just because it's kind of like just a step away from the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a continuation of the story.
Is it prequel?
Yeah. I think that it's kind of amazing that there's so many games that have came out this decade that can be considered a game of the decade.
Yeah.
Like, let's just try to think. Freaking Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim came out. The Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, what other games?
Spyro Reignited Trilogy.
Yes. Definitely game of the decade. God of War.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah. Like, some of these games, like...
Resident Evil 7.
That's true. So, Resident Evil 7, there's, even, oh my god, I just had a game. Uncharted 4.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Mario Odyssey to some people.
There's just been, like, this whole decade has been just amazing for games.
It has been.
Like...
Doom came out.
Yeah, even Jedi Fallen Order is amazing.
Yeah.
Persona
5.
Yep. Definitely Persona 5. That sounded really sarcastic.
Yeah,
but I didn't mean it sarcastic.
Definitely Persona 5. Kingdom Hearts 3, depending on who you ask.
Anything to do with Sonic.
Sonic 06 came out this decade, right?
Oh, yeah. That happened.
Sonic 06.
But there's just been so many games that have come out that...
Oh, Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah. Mass Effect Andromeda, that was a really well-received game.
Oh, yeah, dude. That goes right up next to the Battlefront 2 launch.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Disney Infinity, man? Premium game.
Dude, I've always hated Disney Infinity. People say it got better, the third one, but I just don't like it.
Yeah, I never really understood it that much. Wait, there's Tinkerbell over there?
Yeah, Tinkerbell was in it.
Is that Minnie Mouse?
Yeah, Minnie Mouse was in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Steve Harvey was in it.
That Maleficent? Darth Vader? Wow, those things are kind of dusty, man. You should bring them out again.
I don't play with them. That's all.
I remember I had quite a Skylanders collection.
Did the no, that happened in the last decade.
Skylanders?
No, the toys and the
Oh.
toys craze. It seeped into this decade a little bit.
Well, I think
fizzled
I think it really picked up steam in like 2011.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought this one started to lose steam.
Oh no, dude! Disney Infinity was out. What, like 2015? 2014?
Not the first one. The 3.0 came around there.
Yeah, but still, like you can't say that died out in 2011. Whenever.
Well, yeah, but 3.0 didn't do well. And
Yeah.
that's why the studio got down, but it still didn't do well.
Yeah, but still, like it got into at least halfway into the decade before they were all like, all right, this isn't viable anymore.
Yeah.
And the Lego Dimensions, that was a toy thing?
I think that was probably the best one.
Nah, I think Skylanders.
Ew.
One of the Skylanders.
I don't like Skylanders.
Okay. If you say so.
I'm glad though. I think it was a stupid idea.
Yeah, it died.
I'm much more like Nintendo's Amiibo support.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing, but implemented differently.
It is, but you still get a whole game and just like a little bonus for having the Amiibo that's related to the series. It's not like you need characters to continue the game.
Yeah, and that's why I think that I think that's what have like made those types of games a lot more successful. You know,
Mhm.
if like buying the toys or whatever gave you something other than just having a character that's playable.
Yeah. And Amiibo support's been implemented a little differently. Some games do it well. I know Twilight Princess HD, you had to have the Wolflink Amiibo, or else it just wouldn't give you an entire area they added on, which is Amiibo done wrong. That's like really mean.
Yeah.
It's not just a cosmetic item or anything. It's like if it's a whole area or something like that, I don't really.
If you're blocking off gameplay features or, content,
Mhm.
I think that then it's kind of fishy. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, like Breath of the Wild, you just it was mainly for I guess longtime Zelda fans. If you had the amiibos, like you'd get classic Link suits.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense canonically. It was just a fun little thing, and the armor wasn't strong. You could find better stuff in game.
Yeah, it's just one of those little things.
Yeah,
Was it like better than what you start off with though? Like give you a little boost?
it was.
Yeah.
It had about 3 base armor, while your initial clothes had 1.
That's cool. One game, like there's been so many games that have like emotionally made me like very satisfied. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, no spoilers because you have not played it yet. But that game is such an emotional roller coaster, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Original Red Dead Redemption is also a very emotional game.
Final Fantasy 15.
The most emotional game I've ever seen. I just looked at it and I started to cry.
Game of the century.
Game of the century. Game of the millennium.
Dude.
That game was not as good as everyone thought it was.
No, and if you like Final Fantasy 15, that's your...
You should probably stop existing.
Dude, like, it just looks so good, and then they decided no.
The graphics are good.
The graphics are very good. I heard at the end, like, with all the DLC and stuff, the game goes around 99 gigs.
Really?
Yeah. That's
kind of impressive.
That is. But too bad it's not worth getting all the DLC and the space on your device. Did you hear they also just stopped? They had plans for more DLC.
Oh yeah, and they're just like, no, not anymore.
Yeah, because they spent too much money on the Luminos engine, which they used, and they weren't getting any money back. I think Square Enix wasted like $200 million or something crazy like that.
Yeah, just on the engine, right?
Yeah, and the director left.
Yeah. And then
And
there's just parts of the story that just didn't get told, right?
Yeah,
Because they were going to do it through paid DLC.
yeah, that was one thing when the game came out that made me really angry. And this decade has kind of been Square Enix being weird. Square Enix has been a...
There's been a lot of good stuff that's happened with gaming, and then a lot of bad stuff. Like, the whole microtransactions, like, really picked up steam this decade.
Yeah, and Square Enix hasn't really been awful. They've just been weird. Okay, like, Square Enix, I can't really necessarily remember them from the last decade, so if they're just always inconsistent and awful, then, like, it's not my... It's only the Japanese portion. The American portion's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, once you get into Square Enix Japan, they will announce a game that won't come out until, like, 8 years later. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been crazy with it being announced.
Do you remember, like, playing games whenever you were a kid? And there was, like, the THQ, like, the THQ.
Yeah.
Or the Square Enix logo, and you just thought that was just part of the game. You didn't process that those were, like, development studios.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing Square Enix a lot when I was a kid, but I think it's just because I played a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I remember the THQ on every game I played. Like, literally every game I played.
What happened to THQ?
Well, they kind of got shut down, and then they became THQ Nordic.
I still don't see that, though.
Well, yeah, they're kind of building up steam again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot of games that have been
Dude,
released or, like, remastered that is their responsibility, and people are actually really happy with it.
when I booted up Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and I saw the Activision logo come in, like, that was just a nostalgia flashback.
Yeah.
I was like, dude!
I don't think I've played a game from Activision this entire decade.
No, I've played some Call of Duty just to hang out with my dad and play it, but, like,
Well,
not...
like, other than Call of Duty, I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, other than that, I do not think I've played an Activision game.
EA, I guess this has kind of been the fall and resurgence of EA, hopefully. Hopefully they start being better.
Yeah.
EA literally single-handedly caused a government-wide inspection of video games this decade.
Yeah. That's kind of an accomplishment. If you think about it.
EA was so bad this year that it caused
There's
laws to be put in place.
legislation happening because of EA.
But then because of it, EA also fixed the game and turned it into a pretty good one. Battlefront 2 is probably one of my favorite just turn-on shoot games.
Yeah.
And they released Fallen Order.
I think there's been a lot of good comebacks this decade as well. Like Crash Bandicoot got the remakes.
There has been with Square
Ratchet and Clank, God of War.
Yeah, and with Square Enix, like, finally abandoning Luminous Engine, I'm pretty sure, and starting to focus on making things in an Unreal Engine, I feel like their development won't be as crazy, and we won't have to wait 9 years for a game.
Yeah.
Because I've heard...
Didn't they, not Square Enix, but Capcom create an engine, the Resident Evil engine? That was Resident Evil 7?
Yeah.
Dude, that engine, like, that is such a... They do so much good with that engine. It just looks so good.
Yeah, Resident Evil had some janky parts.
Which,
7.
7?
When they first started using it, I remember when Mia came into your laptop screen, and she was like, hey there, and she, like, put her hair on it, like, actually looked kind of terrifying.
Well, yeah, I think that was just Mia, though. I think her character design just kind of was a little creepy. I don't think it was...
Most of the time, though, it's a top tier...
Yeah, no, I think it was just Mia herself, because, like, I think she was kind of meant to look scary, no matter what. She was just kind of unsettling for me, because, like, I think that first game, like, since there was so much stuff, like, right up in your face,
yeah,
you know, it just gave me a lot of Uncanny Valley vibes, because, like, the characters almost looked real, like, they looked really good, but then, like, the hair would look kind of off, the skin would be a little weird, you know, and you're all like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. What about Square Enix in the graphics department, though? They've done some really good things.
Yeah. It's crazy how good games have started to look.
Dude, like Kingdom Hearts 3, that is a beautiful game. On the Disney World, they really showed the Disney style. And Pirates of the Caribbean. Have you seen... Caribbean?
Caribbean.
Okay. Caribbean.
There you go.
Okay. Have you seen that World's gameplay?
I think so.
It looks great.
Uh-huh.
And then Final Fantasy VII Remake looks beautiful.
Red Dead Redemption 2,
Mm-hmm.
that is like one of the prettiest games I've ever played in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the nature, like the way the nature looks, and animals and people and clothes, and like it's just so amazing the kind of stuff that, like, it's just the little details that add so much to games. Because I think the last like 3 or 4 years, we haven't really seen like a crazy jump in like graphical fidelity, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just they keep adding more and more details to games.
And something...
Because I remember seeing in Red Dead Redemption 2, like if you fall down in the mud, you know, it's not like, oh, you fall down and then you're in the dirty state and then the textures change to where all your clothes are dirty. Like if you fall down and someone punches you in the face and you fall down and your back slides in the mud, you'll get up and only your back is muddy.
That's awesome.
Or you'll get shot and instead of just being red dot splotch there, like the blood will actually run and like spread to your, like, to the clothing. And then, like, if you don't go and wash it, like, several days later, the blood will dry and have a different look to it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy how much detail they put in those games.
What's a shame with that, though, is I don't think regular people realize how much games jump between generations.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to my mom and dad the other day, and I was trying to talk to them about the Xbox Series X and some of the stuff I saw for it. Just because I thought it was interesting. My dad's kind of into tech too. He'll talk to me about stuff from time to time. So talking to them about that, and they said, yeah, it's one of those things, you know, you buy something, then 2 years down the line, they come out with a slightly better version, and it just looks the same, but they say it's better. And I don't really...
No.
It's not how consoles are.
No.
It's not like a phone.
Mm-mm. And that's what I think a lot of people think it's like, though. And there's the theory that the Xbox is going to do that, but I imagine that they kind of already have that going because they said that it's going to be like an Xbox family from now on.
Yeah.
Like, there's not going to be, like, separation between consoles. They say, like, the Xbox One will be your low-end version, the Xbox One X will be the mid-tier, and then the new console will be your high-tier.
There's definitely going to be some...
There is going to be a generational gap, definitely.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be eventually that the Xbox Series X will be the low tier, and then there'll be something even better than that, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's just kind of
it's
really cool.
It's at least better than what Nintendo did with their new systems, like the new Nintendo 3DS. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
They're only like...
Didn't they like kind of like secretly upgrade the Nintendo Switch as well?
They did. They secretly... It wasn't insane. They
well,
didn't
It wasn't like... And then they were like, they didn't hide it, but like they didn't publicly announce like, hey, let's just kind of put some upgrades in there and don't tell anybody about it. But
all they did was fix Joy-Con drift components, and then
they increased the battery life, right?
I think by like 30 minutes or something.
I thought it was an hour.
It might be an hour.
Yeah. I'm
not too crazy about that. I usually play mine docked, so it doesn't...
Yeah, but still, it's cool for the people that really like to use it on the go. That's cool. The main draw for me for a Nintendo Switch. I haven't seen anything that is like telling me like you need to get a Nintendo Switch because, excuse me, the main draw for me is like playing a console-based game on the go.
And it is cool, but like, I assume I'd use it when I go to college and stuff. But right now, I haven't really had a use for it. I'll play it on long drives, but then I'll just plug it in the car.
Yeah.
If not, I might need to get a better battery pack for it, and if I ever do need it a lot, like on a train ride or something. But what I like about it is I like how I can undock it and lay in bed and play it. It feels a lot more comfortable than looking at a TV screen when I'm tired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Although I mainly got the Switch, though, because I just like Nintendo games.
Yeah. You're kind of a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah, all of my games over there, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I have 10 or 11 Switch games, and only one of them is not by Nintendo, which is Minecraft.
Yeah.
I will get Astral Chain, though, so that'll be my first non-Nintendo
title that isn't
Minecraft.
I think it's cool that Bethesda brought modding to consoles this generation.
That's pretty sweet. That was a big thing. Last time. I remember.
But this year for Bethesda has been really bad.
Bethesda's turned into an awful company.
Yeah.
It's weird because does there need to be some kind of balance in the force or something? Like, EA suddenly becomes kind of okay, and then
Bethesda, where people thought they were like could do no wrong, all of a sudden just becomes this terrible company.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird because people were like praising Todd Howard like a couple years ago.
Yeah, like before Fallout 4 came out, like people were like literally calling Todd Howard like Todd God and all kinds of stuff. And
then even after Fallout 4, I still saw some people saying, "Okay, so it was a bit of a bad game, but I know Todd Howard won't do wrong next time."
Yeah, he'll make it right next time.
Yeah, they're like, he was just experimenting.
Yeah, and then Fallout 76 came out.
What the frick? And then Fallout First came out, and everyone's like, "You fixed it, thank you." No.
Wow, we needed a subscription service. This was the problem the whole time.
I don't have enough subscription services. I don't have Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, and internet.
Yeah, I just think it's really kind of astonishing that happened just all this year. Bethesda's just fell from grace.
Yeah, and now they say, and then we had the push of more Western game companies getting into the mobile market. It's happened a lot in the East, but now a lot more Western game companies have come over.
Yeah, and
Nintendo finally started putting content on something other than a Nintendo device with their mobile games, which is something I never thought.
Is that an actual first time that's happened?
Other than China, they put their software on third-party devices in China just to get it over there.
Yeah,
but anywhere else in the world, that's the first time.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
There might have been some weird partnerships that have happened, but for the most part.
Yeah.
I never thought Nintendo would start. I thought if they ever had phone software, it would always be on a Nintendo phone or something.
I think with Microsoft and Nintendo getting real friendly with each other, we might see some Nintendo properties kind of come over the Xbox or something.
I would hope to see the same thing with Xbox. Maybe see some Halo on it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Xbox has been letting a lot of their exclusives come over to PlayStation.
I haven't. Yeah.
Like Dead Rising. What else was there? There was another game. Oh, snap. I know Dead Rising. I was sitting there in GameStop, and I remember seeing it on PlayStation 4 before, but I was like, man, I really don't understand why they just stopped making this a game an exclusive.
I don't think it did too well on the Xbox One. They probably just wanted to see if a larger player base would buy it.
Well, I think, excuse me, Dead Rising 3 was just an okay game.
Yeah.
And then Dead Rising 4 was just not there for a lot of people. The Dead Rising games have always been kind of like a niche. There's it's kind of like one of those cult classic films, overall, the majority of people don't really like them. They're kind of like, yeah, they're okay.
Yeah.
But then there's the hardcore fans that are like, these are my favorite games.
Yeah. I've never liked Dead Rising.
Yeah. I can enjoy it, but I've never been a hardcore fan of it.
Yeah, if I'm gonna play a zombie game, I'd much rather play Resident Evil or...
Dude, there's some stuff that happened in Resident Evil 2. There's a point where you're walking down the hallway and you go and investigate a body, and then you lift the head and you can see the muscle fibers and stuff tear and everything when you're lifting the head up and the blood drips. That literally made me feel sick to my stomach. There's just so much and then the zombie deformation is just awesome. Mm-hmm. There's just so much the Resident Evil engine is just awesome.
There's just one thing Capcom needs to learn. Get better voice actors for your lead characters. Please do that. I could not stand playing as Leon. Claire's voice was fine, but Leon, he had an awful voice actor.
Just performance-wise?
Yeah. His sound was okay. I could see him speaking as Leon, but no. It's like Riku's in Kingdom Hearts 3. He sounded fine in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but then in 3, he's always so monotone. Sora, no, don't do that. And there's always these weird gaps between his lines. I don't know if they're trying to match his voice to the mouth movements. That's what I initially thought. When I started listening to all the other characters, and I thought, everyone else here sounds natural. Why does Riku sound weird?
I think Kingdom Hearts just isn't the best voice acting overall.
But, like, English voices have been really good. Sora's is good.
I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, maybe for, like, a Japanese game, but overall the voice acting isn't that great.
I think it's actually really good. You got Mark Hamill in there.
Yeah, but I know, like, you have voice actors in there that are good, but I think just a lot of the material is just kind of, like, cringy, I guess.
Yeah, I've just grown accustomed to the cringing Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I think, like, you're, like, I'm not saying that it's a bad game or anything, but I think you're a lot more willing to look over some things just because of how much you like Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also kind of, like, judge Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of harsh.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was just... I hope this new DLC fixes it. And everybody just says, oh, it's nostalgia. You liked Kingdom Hearts 2 because it was old. And no, I've gone back, and I've replayed Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And they're objectively better games than the third game. The third game was just bad. I didn't like Dream Drop Distance either. Mm-hmm. Or Birth by Sleep.
Yeah. What else can we cover?
Disney movies?
Want to talk about our favorite games? I don't want to move on to... I'm not, like, really into Disney.
Me neither. They released
other than the Marvel and Star Wars movies, but...
Yeah, Star Wars has been good this year.
This year, yeah. Just stuff that's come out from Star Wars.
Like, Star Wars has been hit or miss the rest of the decade, with everything getting canceled. Star Wars has actually kind of had
the acquisition by Disney and stuff to happen this decade, right?
Yeah. So a lot of things got canceled. There's that cool Star Wars 1313 game that got canceled.
Yeah.
There was another company that was working on another one before EA bought them out.
Mm-hmm.
Was Respawn working on that one, and then they restarted, and it became Fallen Order?
I don't think that's what happened.
There was another studio then.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was another studio, and they were going to make it really linear, but then another company said, no, it needs to be open world.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about it. Was that Fallen Order, and they decided not to make it open world?
I thought that might have been 1313.
It might have been 1313?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd like to see a Star Wars game that's set in an universe without too much Jedi stuff.
Kind of like a Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, or kind of like a Rogue One for the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the spin-off movies have been great for Star Wars.
I never watched any of the spin-off movies.
You never watched Rogue One?
Or Solo.
I haven't seen Solo, but I really liked Rogue One.
I heard Solo's actually not good.
I've heard people say it's good. It just bombed.
Yeah, I heard that Solo, there's just stuff that happens in the movie that questions the validity of a lot of other things that happen in the the original trilogy.
I was like, why would Han Solo be mentioned in the prequels? That's really...
Yeah, but... Oh, sorry.
Disney's especially come back, hidden at the end of the decade, just going full fan service mode, saying, oh yeah, you know Darth Revan? He's canon now.
Mm-hmm. I really hope we get some more Old Republic stuff.
I think they're trying to set a movie trilogy in that era.
I think they have talked about putting a movie trilogy in the Old Republic.
I think the Game of Thrones directors were supposed to have that, but then they got another job opportunity and they ditched it.
Yeah.
Which some people say, okay, good, because that show ended terribly. Supposedly, I haven't seen it.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones.
But now I'm not going to.
Yeah. It's kind of like Lost. People say it's a really good show, but the ending's terrible. I'm like, then why would I want to watch the whole show if the ending's not good?
Yeah, I got into Man in the High Castle this year, and now people are saying Season 4 is bad, but I hopped in before Season 4 was out. But I see some people either like it or hate it, so I guess I'll just have to see.
Yeah.
It's got like a 3 out of 5 rating, and it's either usually really positive or really negative. It's hard to end a series.
Yeah, it's really hard to make a satisfying ending to a series.
Yeah.
That's why I think they should have just stopped at Endgame. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They just should have stopped. And that should have been it.
Honestly, if they would have just... I think they should stop movies entirely and just make Disney Plus shows for people to watch that for their service.
What do you mean?
Like, if Marvel would stop doing movies and just focus on Disney Plus shows, I think that might be okay.
Yeah, like, kind of comic guys it.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a subscription service, of course, but, like, have these Disney Plus shows be kind of like different comics, and then they'll have crossovers or whatever sometimes.
Yeah, and it's going to be so confusing trying to follow the Disney Plus show and then watching the movie, trying to figure out where the Disney Plus show fits in. Do I need to watch the Disney Plus show to understand this movie?
Yeah, because I've heard that there's going to be like integral series in Disney Plus that are going to be important to the movies.
I could also see it being confusing, like, when did Hawkeye movie come out? Hawkeye movie, they're not making one. But I just saw they're developing Hawkeye. Marvel always makes movie. No, that's a Disney Plus series.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That just seems kind of to me.
Yeah.
And then there's a Loki series coming out, right?
Yeah. I guess that's another thing this decade could be known for. Rise of the streaming services.
Yeah. Netflix, Disney Plus. Oh, yawn! Hulu, all those.
It's also been the rise of the Disney takeover.
Rise of the Disney takeover?
Mm-hmm. They bought out Lucasfilm. I actually think that happened last decade.
Yeah.
I remember reading about it in, like, 7th grade in a science magazine.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe 8th grade. I think it teetered. It might have been 2010 or so.
That seems like... No. I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't have even been in 8th grade in 2010.
No.
Anyway, yeah. The acquisition... Disney started buying out a lot of stuff. They bought Lucasfilm. Later on, they decided to go after Fox. And they bought... What else did they buy? I think they bought some other things.
They've had Marvel Studios for a while.
Yeah. Did they get anything else?
I don't know. They've had all kinds of small acquisitions. Like a ton.
Yeah. VR's really taken off.
Well, VR's happened all in this decade, right?
Yeah, I think Oculus dabbled in like 2009.
Huh?
I think Oculus may have dabbled in stuff in like 2009.
I think it was like all like experimental stuff though. Like I don't think anything was ever like.
No, there's some dev kits that came out.
Well, yeah, dev kits and stuff, but I don't think anything was ever like.
And then Facebook bought them, then Steam hopped on.
Yeah.
Not with Oculus, but
VR.
Mm-hmm.
And PlayStation VR.
Mm-hmm. Console started to get into it. And now we're starting to see a success with VR with the Oculus Go. A lot of people seem to be buying that because it is an all-in-one VR system. It's not, you need a $1,000 computer and now you need to buy another $1,000 headset. And now you probably won't get like the best experience with a $300 Oculus Go, but
I played Oculus Go and it feels like just a little bit better than phone VR, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what people enjoy, though, as long as they just don't like to have the phone in their hair.
And their face.
They like the concept of being able to have it all in one. They don't want it to rely on another system.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was cool, but, like, it seemed very limited.
Yeah, but I think if VR got pushed in that direction, that's really where it needs to be.
Kinda, yeah. Like, there definitely needs to be more VR options, I believe.
Yeah, there needs to be a cheaper one that needs to be... Because even in a bunch of sci-fi things, you always see VR as a one headset system. It's not connected to anything else.
Or what if there was, like, alternate versions of systems? Like, there's PlayStation 5 that comes out, but then there's going to be...
PlayStation 4.5.
What?
PlayStation 4.5.
No, I was gonna say like there's the PlayStation 5 that comes out, but then after PlayStation 5 comes out, there's the PlayStation VR, and that's all it is. And that's like literally that's what the system is.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, like, and maybe like there'll be like you could hook it up to your PlayStation 5 or whatever. But I don't like it would be cool if it wasn't. You didn't need a PlayStation 5 to play it.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, the remasters and remakes have been good. Children's games also seem to be coming back. I've noticed there have been a lot of just shooty and older games for older people, and not really anything that would appeal to younger audiences, other than like on Nintendo's side. But we're starting to see a lot of platformers come back.
Yeah, and I kind of like that, even though platformers aren't really my type of game.
No, but isn't it kind of what got you into games? Like some of those.
Yeah, like I remember back whenever I was a kid, those were the types of games I would play because I wasn't allowed to play any other types of games.
Yeah, so I don't know what kids play nowadays. I guess if they just have gamer parents, they would.
Yeah, I assume a lot of kids nowadays just probably hop straight into with Call of Duty and stuff.
Yeah, and one thing that I realized about newer systems is it would probably be harder for a kid to get into with all the technical aspects of the newer systems. Because the PlayStation 2 is really easy to get into. You put the game in and it launches straight to the game, you start it.
Well, I think the thing is like, if kids don't know anything different, then, whatever, is it really going to be an issue?
I don't think so, but...
Because Kylie, my little sister, this is all she's known her whole life.
That's true, but...
She understands the concept, like, oh, I have to wait till I play a game. If I buy a game, then I have to wait for the game to install, and then I can play it.
Yeah, well, my little sister's older than yours, and she's grown up with that, but she doesn't understand that.
See, that's different, though, because, I don't know, your little sister seems a little bit different.
She gets mad and doesn't quite understand things. She's kind of like an old lady who doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
But wants you to help her, but doesn't really want you to help her.
Yeah.
She don't know how many times I'll go in there and try to help her, and she'll say, "No, not like that." And I say, "Do you know what you're doing?" "No, but not like that." I'll just get it myself. "You're gonna break something. You clearly don't know what you're doing. You've been in here screaming for 15 minutes."
Yeah. I don't know. My little sister kind of does that too, but she understands things.
Okay, and I can even get a 360 and a PS3. I can understand how those are still simpler than the newer consoles.
Yeah.
But she can't figure out a PS2 or a 360.
Oh.
She can't even... when we play Minecraft, she doesn't understand the fact of 2 joysticks. That confuses her. Of walking and then looking around. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I messed up. That's a bad example.
Yeah. I think, because my little sister, she's actually, she knows how to play a game, Mm-hmm. It seems your little sister, she's not, bad, I guess. I mean, I guess she is bad, but she seems like she's, what's the word? I don't know. I can't think of anything that doesn't sound mean. Ignorant, I guess.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to understand. Or she wants to, but she doesn't...
really want to.
Yeah. Yeah, Kylie and Ryan and Michael, they've all grown up playing video games. And I know your little sister hasn't. I know she dabbled, but I don't think she's ever really learned.
I think some companies are also... Sorry, I just took this on a really big left turn.
Well, I mean, we're just talking, man.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But I think some companies are finally starting to realize that we want games remastered and remade and ported.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of that.
Why are you just petting your pillow?
I don't know. I bet the mic picked up on some of that. Gonna get a little ASMR in there, maybe. I don't know.
Here. No, never mind. Yeah, but there has been a lot of new remakes and remasters and stuff like that.
Yeah, we saw kind of the rise of a game studio, at least as far as I know of. Blue Point Games. I heard their name a lot now. They remade Shadow of the Colossus remake. They've also remade some other things. That's the most notable thing. But anytime I see a remaster, I see people always should have had Blue Point port it. Should have had Blue Point remake it.
I haven't heard anything about Blue Point.
You haven't?
No. Maybe it's just your circles.
Maybe.
But
like even with Assassin's Creed 3, I've seen people been like, Blue Point.
My god, Assassin's Creed 3 was so bad. It's really bad. I'm really glad we just got it with our season pass with Odyssey.
Yeah.
Because it was just oh, you get all the season pass for Odyssey and Assassin's Creed 3 remaster.
Would you rather just buy the original?
Yeah. The original looks better in every way.
Does it run better?
Yeah.
Why does the remake run slower?
It's really bad, dude.
I mean, remaster.
Dude, it's really bad. I do not know how they messed up so bad. The render distance is worse. The character models are worse. The game is buggy as balls. It's just really bad.
It's kind of funny.
It's, I guess, but it's not.
It's pathetically funny.
Yeah. Ubisoft usually does pretty good stuff, but that was just a really bad misstep. Really bad. Is there anything else you want to cover?
Donald Trump got impeached.
Well, yeah.
Impeached. We got a president impeached this decade.
That's kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
It's always gonna. We've lived through so much history just in this decade that our kids are gonna be learning about in school.
We have, man. We got to see the fall of the French government.
Yeah.
This is what my fortune cookie said.
You will get to see the fall of the French government?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What is the French government? Where do they live?
France? Was that a genuine question?
I'm tired. Don't bother me. Just in my head, please don't make fun of me, but I'm so tired right now. I was thinking, it can't be France, because France is a continent. No, France is not a continent. That is Europe.
You wanna go
I love how I'm talking about this, and just the other day, we were like, yeah, man, we should make some history.
Yeah, we should make some about history. French is definitely a continent. French is a continent.
I want to go live on the continent of French.
Yeah.
But, Australia just really had to screw things up,
Kinda.
Because you got the country Australia and the continent, but then you also have New Zealand as a country on Australia.
Yeah.
What the heck, Australia?
Let's just burn it. You want to go ahead and close out? Do our recommendations?
It's like if we called ourselves North America, but then Canada is also in North America. Okay, we called ourselves the USA, United States of America. We didn't take the name of our own continent, right? It's like Brazil calling themselves South America.
Yeah.
I mean, China might as well just call themselves Asia. Or no, never mind. India's there. India's a big part.
So is Russia.
Yeah.
Do you have to think about where Russia is?
No, shut up. I only think of China and a bunch of Asian countries when I think of Asia. But I always think of China as this giant place. And I mean, it is pretty big, but
Russia's bigger.
Russia is bigger. China could probably use some of that land.
Yeah.
Poor Chinese people.
Let's just get rid of every continent.
I think that's the only solution at this point.
Yeah. Just burn everything so it starts anew.
There's probably been a video game about that in the last decade.
Probably.
I think that's the plot of Dark Souls, but I'm not too sure. Or if the fire burns out, then the world starts anew or something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and finish this up, do our recommendations?
Heck yeah! If you guys haven't done it yet, I recommend you eat some apple pie. Apple pie is one of my favorite kind of pies. I used to like blueberry more, but now that I think about it, I think I'm more into apple pie. So, go get yourself a slice. It's not my real recommendation. Let me think about it. You go first. Oh wait, I know.
That kind of hurt inside a little bit.
You
That's
go
fine.
ahead.
You go ahead. You know, go
No,
ahead.
I'm not gonna go.
No, I'm not going. You
I'm
were already
not
going.
going.
You interrupted me.
I'm such an awful person.
Go.
Because you're...
Okay. What's your recommendation?
My recommendation is to go watch Avatar and Korra. Korra might not be a phenomenal series, but it's better than some of the animes you'll find, and it's got very pretty animation. Korra is probably one of the best animated series I've seen, like, in terms of animation. It's really cool. Yeah, both of them are great. Avatar is better.
Are you sure you haven't recommended this before?
Pretty sure I haven't recommended Avatar.
Okay.
If not, then I'll just give another recommendation. Watch the It movies. It one's better, but I enjoyed it.
For me, my recommendation is if you play a lot of RPGs, be it D&D, Skyrim, Dragon Age, play something that you usually don't play, It's always fun, If you're used to being a rogue elf, maybe be a warrior orc, It's always fun. It gives you new options. It gives you a new perspective on the game. Just do it.
Yeah, it's like when you go eat cereal in the morning and you see you have bacon in your fridge and you think to yourself, do I need to be bacon again, or should the dog come inside?
I think we need to end this.
Gosh.
Well, this has been Camel X with
Stubborn Weeb. No, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've got my name down.
Yeah, you had to think for a second.
I did.
All right.
Hey, guys, wait, just like a word of advice. If you ever want to look him up, click the link or look it up on YouTube. Do never put it into the Google search bar.
Yeah, probably not the best idea.
Unless you're really into camels.
Yeah. All right. So.
You think? Wait. Here's just a genuine question. Do they have Xbox porn?
Yeah. Definitely.
There's definitely renders of Xbox porn.
Yeah.
Speaks Xbox. X.
The XXX box.
Yeah. I keep seeing videos like Xbox needs to be careful. If in the coming years they keep adding more X's onto it, I don't know if stores are going to keep carrying them.
Yeah. All right. So this has been us. This has been the Mr. Nerds podcast.
Episode 10, I believe.
All right.
Or 9, whichever the video title says. Don't take this. You know what it says on the video. Pretty sure it's 9. It's definitely 9.
We are signing out.
Hey, wait. Isn't this kind of fitting? We're ending 2019 with podcast episode 9. And then the next one will be 10. In the new year. It's like starting over.
Yep. I think we've been recording for like 2 hours.
This has been a very long podcast, and I know you guys loved it. Also, here's another recommendation. Watch Batman Beyond, because that's a great series. It's a great series. Rocksteady needs to make a Batman Beyond game. Why haven't we had a Batman Beyond game?
We need to end this.
Sorry. Bye, guys. Have a good year. Happy New Year's. Woo!
I'm going to sell you something. It's going to be my soul.
Oh, it's not that long.
How much?
Hour and a half.
Oh, okay.